All right, hey everyone, we're here at the EA season opener talking to Josh Lumen, who's the lead designer on NFL Head Coach 09. Josh, we've seen this game, I've been playing it for a while. I know you guys are hard at work since we last talked to you about the game. What have you been working on?
Basically everything. I mean, we've been tuning and kind of tweaking the game, adding stuff that we may have missed when we first kind of designed it that give you a little more information, make things a little easier to understand. We added some stuff in game that kind of shows you the boost you're going to get, kind of a score overlay thing, but it's mainly tweaking and tuning now, kind of tweaking draft classes, tweaking AI, tweaking logic, making sure that the in-game stuff's really fun. We've just spent a lot of time in the playbooks, kind of sitting down and watching film from last year and sort of cataloging exactly what each team does. So if you play with the Steelers now, they're going to run the ball, and they're going to come out in four wides with Roethlisberger. And every week, it's really cool right now because when you play each opponent every week, you're going to get a different experience all the time. When you play Tampa, you got to figure out how to kind of solve the cover two. When you play a team that runs the ball like crazy, when you play the Chargers, you're going to have to sit down and kind of figure out how to stop Tomlinson. So spent a lot of time tweaking that. We're almost done with that stuff now. Just a lot of polishing and tweaking and kind of making sure the game is perfect.
What was the one feature that had to be in this game that from your point of view, was most important?
I think the biggest thing for me was just making sure that the UI was navigatable and making sure that things were easy to kind of find. We brought things to you, just making the game accessible as a whole. We know that we needed a lot of depth and we needed to make it fun and make sure that kind of free agency and that stuff was really interactive and make sure you could play season after season and stay up all night long playing this game. But the big thing was making sure that people didn't get in for a couple hours and go, I just don't know where I'm supposed to be going. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I've had it with this game. So now we're focusing on the detail stuff, you know, looking at the AI, looking at tuning everything and trying to focus on that. Yeah, the big thing we're looking at right now is we're trying to finish up playbooks. We're tuning draft class. We're looking at, you know, kind of sim stats, everything like that. It's coming down to that point now. We're looking at the really kind of small details and playing through seasons, making sure guys are throwing for exactly the correct amount of yards, making sure the contracts are the right amount based on a player's age, personality, all that stuff. Contract negotiations are going well, that kind of stuff. So, you know, the big thing we want to make sure is we want to make sure the user's experience is fun above all, but we also want to make sure that when you're playing and you're kind of looking at what the other teams are doing in the league, that their stuff is making perfect sense too. So, you know, you'll have teams that are kind of running themselves into the ground if they have bad management or bad coaches, but you'll also have teams like the Patriots and Colts who are going to dominate the league all the time. And if you're in the AFC and you're trying to contend with those guys, you better build a good team and try to beat them because they're always going to be there. They're not going to go 7-9 most years. You first turn the game on, you take a look, and you can look at all the historical stats they've got and how often they run each play. But as you kind of put your stamp on the team and kind of sit down and play through a season, if you decide you don't want to do zone blocking anymore or you don't want to kind of run stretch plays, you can turn around and start running up the middle, or you can run tosses, or you can stop running the ball altogether and start going into a passing offense like the Eagles, and your actual play call stats will evolve. And if you sim games, they'll start playing like you play. So it's a really cool way to kind of figure out from the user's perspective like how I'm going to impact the game and how that's going to kind of be portrayed throughout my entire year and throughout my career as a whole.
Cool. So I guess the final question is, how are people going to get this game and when is it coming out?
Oh, there's a number of different ways you can get it. You can actually get it in the collector's edition with Madden in August. It's a great value. It's $89.99. You can get both games. Both games are really deep, obviously. Madden's a huge, huge favorite with everybody, and I think our game's a good sleeper hit. You can also get it in a standalone. I believe it comes out around the 1st of September. I think it's September 2nd. It's $49.99. You can pick it up in the store and play it to your heart's content. Play it all night long. That's all I want. I want people playing until 4 o'clock in the morning getting yelled at, you know, by their girlfriends and their wives.
I know my wife's going to be yelling at me right in time for the beginning of the regular season, right?
Perfect timing, yeah. And when football fever hits, you play Madden for a little bit. Maybe you got our game, maybe you didn't. You can turn around and buy the game, and football season's about to start, and everything's right in the world.
We look forward to many broken homes with NFL Head Coach when it comes out. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks.
All right.